My name is Senior Archivist Mercer. If you're hearing this, I have breached protocol. I am currently holding a document that shouldn't exist. It slid out of the box 3 minutes ago. The paper is crisp, new. It's a Department of Internal Security memo. Subject, Archivist Mercer. Status, deceased. Date of death, October 15th, 1986. That is tomorrow. Cause of death, drowning. I am in a sub-basement, in a landlocked city. But the water is already rising. 3 hours earlier. Log entry for intake batch 409, date, October 14th, 1986, time, 03.00 hours. Location, Department of Information Control, sub-basement 4. The ventilation is down again. Humidity is sitting at 80%. My shirt is sticking to my back. It's a violation of preservation protocols, but administration stopped answering my calls months ago. I'm staring at a box. It was left on my desk during the shift change. No transfer slip, no chain of custody, just a damp cardboard box. It smells faint, ozone, and stagnant water. The label reads Echo 17. I just checked the master index. File HB117 was incinerated in 1982. It was destroyed following the implementation of the Somnus Act. It shouldn't exist. Yet, here it sits, heavy, cold to the touch. I am opening it under protest. If this contaminates the sterile field, I'm logging it. Item 1. A standard reel-to-reel magnetic audio tape, 1/4-inch Ampex. The label has been scratched off. Someone used a razor blade. There's a residue here. Sticky, viscous. It's soaked through the casing. It smells like the ocean, but wrong. Like iodine and old copper pennies. I'm trying to separate the leader tape. It's fused together. Wait, there are markings on the inner ring, scratched into the plastic. Not letters, shapes, intersecting triangles. They hurt the eye if you stare too long. The geometry is, aggressive. The reel feels incredibly heavy, denser than plastic should be. It's like the data recorded onto it has physical mass. I am loading it onto the playback deck now. While the machine warms up, I'm looking at a document from the box. Department of Naval Intelligence, Oceanographic Division, dated August 4th, 1981. Subject, Hydrophone Array 9, location, the Mariana Trench. This spectral analysis, it shows a continuous low-frequency emission at 11,000 meters. It's not biological, no whale song, no tectonic grinding. The report calls it mathematically perfect, a constant pulse at exactly 4 hertz. A technician, Dr. Eris Thorne, notes here that 4 hertz corresponds to the theta wave frequency in the human brain. The border of sleep and waking, the dream state. Thorne wrote in the margins in red ink, listen to this. It is not a sound. It is a broadcast. It is waiting for us to close our eyes. The handwriting at the bottom, it's jagged, frantic, like he was shaking. There's a transcript attached. Interview subject, Sonar Operator Miller, USS Palomon, September 1981. I'm going to read it verbatim. Tell us about the headache, Miller. Wasn't a latrod miro developable unheaded. It was, to pressure. Like the water outside the sub was trying to get inside my skull. And the sleep! We couldn't sleep. If you slept, you saw it. Saw what? The geometry. The city that isn't there. The black signal. He says, "It's loud down there, sir, even with the headphones off. It vibrates your teeth. It tells you to open the door, the hatch. It wants you to swim down to it." Miller was discharged for acute psychosis 2 days later. But look at the signature on the discharge papers. It's signed by an officer who died in 1979. A bureaucratic ghost signing a madman into oblivion. I need to pause. I just checked the filing cabinet. I wanted to cross-reference USS Palamon. The drawer is empty, not just empty of files. It's empty of dust. It's pristine, like it was manufactured 5 minutes ago. The rest of the cabinet is rusted, decaying, but that specific drawer is brand new. This happens sometimes. The archive adjusts. It digests history and spits out a sanitized version. But this is a hard reset, a deletion. I feel a draft on the back of my neck. Sub-basement 4 is a sealed environment. There should be no drafts. The air feels thinner. I'm going to lock the door. Not that a deadbolt matters to whatever this is. To understand Echo 17, you have to remember the Somnus Act of 1982. They told us it was a public health initiative, combating the epidemic of unexplained comas. Lies. It was the criminalization of unmonitored REM sleep. Project Nocturne. They mandated chemical suppressants for anyone in sensitive sectors. Dreaming became a liability, a security risk. Why? Because of what Miller described, the black signal. It wasn't just in the ocean anymore. It was leaking into the collective unconscious. The human mind, when dreaming, acts as a receiver. Something was broadcasting on a frequency we couldn't shut off. So they tried to shut off the receivers. They tried to stop us from dreaming. I remember the clinics. Lines of people waiting for injections just so they could close their eyes without seeing the geometry. I am playing the tape now. Volume is set to minimum. It's really backed in flub. It's not audio, not in the traditional sense. The VU meters are pinned in the red, but the speakers are only emitting a low, rhythmic thrumming. It sounds like a giant heart beating underwater. Thump, thump, thump. I can feel it. The desk is vibrating. My teeth are aching. The fluorescent light above me, it's pulsing in sync with the rhythm. Pressure in my sinuses, like the altitude just dropped 10,000 feet. I taste copper. There's a voice, buried way down in the mix, beneath the static. I'm boosting the 4 kilohertz range, listening. It's reciting numbers, coordinates, but they aren't on Earth. I found a second document inside the tape reel's casing, transcript from a Project Nocturne facility. Subject, patient 89, labeled a non-compliant dreamer. Describe the symbol 8 and 9. It has no curves. It is all angles. It cuts the sky. Where do you see it? In the gap between the second and third second of sleep. It's waiting there. It's a key to the archives. The real archives, not this dust you keep. The silent archives, where the signal comes from. The patient then spoke in a language the stenographer refused to transcribe, described as wet sounds. The interview ends abruptly. Final note, patient 89 terminated, biological contamination of containment cell. Terminated, they killed him for dreaming. There's a Polaroid attached to the transcript, an autopsy photo. Patient 89's brain, specifically the pineal gland. It's calcified, hardened. But not just hardened. It has grown. It mutated into a crystalline structure. The shape matches the symbol scratched onto the tape reel. The biological tissue reorganized itself to match this signal. The signal isn't just information, it is a command. It rewrites matter. If you listen to it long enough, if you dream about it, you become the receiver, physically. That's why they passed the Somnus Act, not to stop us from sleeping. They were trying to stop us from changing, from becoming antennas. The power just fluctuated. The lights are dying. The tape deck stopped, but God, the reels are still spinning. I unplugged it. I pulled the cord. They're accelerating. Momentum doesn't account for this. The sound is coming from the tape itself now, a high-pitched whine. Like a dentist drill, but organic. Screaming. The box. It's wet. The water stain is spreading across my desk. It's dripping onto the floor. Brackish water. Smells like the trench. The air is freezing. I can see my breath. The intercom just clicked on. There's no one in the control booth. Just static. Wait, there's a voice in the static. It's my voice. It's me, but older. It's reading the inventory list, files that haven't been written yet. I am terminating this session. I am leaving the room. I don't care about protocol. I'm taking the tape. If I leave it here, the archive will change it, erase it. It will turn this tape into a recording of a cafeteria menu. I have to. Wait, the paper, the one that just slid out. The death certificate, my death certificate. October 15th, drowning. That's tomorrow. The water is touching my shoes. I need to go. I need to wake up. I need to wake up. End log.